Thank you all for being here. I had to get a cough in so that I would have the breath to talk. And so I have done that. My name is Grace, and it gives me great pleasure to be here with you as a host for this event. This is one of my favorite events where a professional, ranked leader with a beautiful voice and cadence is going to tell you all about this product and this platform and named 3FO. The reason why that is special is like an introduction to you and also a training and information to you all at the same time. And so you get to see an entire picture, and it's wonderful. So get your notebooks and your pens and take down some notes. Just jot down a few things that you said, oh, that's interesting. I want to remember that, or I have a question on that, because that will be very, very helpful as we go down the rest of the roster this week so that you are prepared to make a decision. Of course, if you're new with us, please do that. And if you already made the decision, I know you will get back with the person who invited you here today and get all your questions answered and then proceed. And if you've done that, we welcome you ahead of time and thank you so much for that. But if you haven't quite yet, I need for you to listen to Chantal. And Chantal's coming all the way from the Netherlands. Chantal, please, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Grace. And it is my absolute pleasure to present 3FO today. Give me a second. Yes, welcome to the community of 3FO. We are part of the broader community called Affiliate Marketing 3.0. But 3FO is a very special platform because it is designed completely on Web3 technology, and it is designed as a next generation affiliate operating system. Now, if you are a little bit more pragmatic and you want to know, so what's in it for me? Then the answer is, here you earn daily in Ethereum, and you have access to top tier products that unlock an incredible income on a very consistent basis. And you can do this both in a investor, what we call passive manner, or in an amazing active manner, and change lives for yourself, your team, and maybe your projects. And all of us, we are all starting on exactly the same space because we're all starting with the first pack, which is called Ignition Pack. It costs $500, created, paid in Ethereum base, and it unlocks a whole lot of potential. Let me go into what it unlocks. First of all, with the Ignition Pack, you are creating a foundation to be part of this platform, and you're getting access to a number of core products. And the first core product is the LquidPay Choice Card. That is our credit card from our LquidPay DealBank project. It will allow you to use your crypto, put it on the credit card, and then pay in shops, online, or at an ATM if you need some cash. Any of those places, as if you are using fiat money, the money that you and I are using in the currencies of our country. And this specific card allows you a single transaction limit of up to $10,000 per swipe. So if you needed to buy a house of $50,000 with 5 swipes, and you have the money on your card, with 5 swipes, you are able to buy the house. But there's something beautiful. This is not just to spend. You can also receive something back, because you can receive a personal cashback of up to 3% if you're using the card yourself. And you can also share the card with someone else. And if they are linked to you, then you can get a referral cashback of 0.1%. And then our second product that you get access to, and that is the Protocol Yeald Whale Pass. Protocol Yeald is a project that we started about 6 months ago. And it is an amazing platform where high frequency traders are able to work with your money, make trades, and share the profit with you. So they have different strategies, and it is up to you to choose which strategy you want to follow. But then when you have chosen them, then you can sit back and wait until they make the results that you're looking for. And the access under management that you can place on the platform with this Protocol Yeald Pass is up to $500, and you are then at that moment sharing a success fee with the high frequency traders that do the work for you, and the validity of this pass is a lifetime. So you can start immediately, or you can give it some time because you're busy with understanding a little bit more of the whole platform. And then a little bit more active, but still having to deal with trading in crypto assets, is the LFG Starter Pack. Now, we launched last year the amazing project called DoDO, where for the very first time we started to work with index trading. And the beauty about index trading is that it is the same as when you're going to the stock exchange. In the stock exchange, you can enter and you can buy shares, but you might not know which share to choose. So if you would take an industry, let's say the mining industry, then you have a chance that between the stocks that go up and down, the average goes up because the industry is an upward industry. So here it is exactly the same in the crypto space. If you would take an index that has to do with assets that have to do with liquidity provision, or assets that have to do with, let's say, the top three of cryptos, you kind of have a feeling of knowing what you're choosing. But then you can choose whether you take a little bit of a longer risk or whether you're going in and out because you want to use an opportunity. And the product is so smooth. It is so responsive. The moment you make a decision, I want to buy, it immediately kicks in. The moment you say, hey, stop, I need to exit, you exit, it kicks in. It is so smooth, and it is specifically for those people who like to be in their own vehicle with a little bit more on the steering wheel. You have an index buying limit of $10,000, and your subscription validity is 10 years. This is a project to try. And then the core product of 3FO, which is Alpha AI. At the moment, we are in the middle of testing the platform, and it is going amazing. The results are amazing. It delivers you smart passive wealth, and very soon it will be accessible to the community. The Alpha AI Yeald is your effortless path to building wealth through decentralized finance. Forget active trading. This fully managed vault generates weekly yields by leveraging expert strategies across staking, yield farming, liquidity provisioning, and more. In other words, it does whatever it needs to do in order to be able to generating the yield that we are expecting. And you don't have to do anything for it, because it is managed by the 3FO core team with audited smart contracts. The yield prioritizes capital preservation and transparent risk-adjusted returns. Your earnings are delivered weekly in real Ethereum, scaling with each active subscription panel. And we know from earlier platforms that Chavez and his team have become very, very good at reading signals in the market, analyzing signals, analyzing performance. Millions of transactions are analyzed every single moment. And here it's also tens of blockchains are being analyzed, millions of signals are analyzed, and they're coming together, and then they are pinpointed at exactly the right moment. Because making use of the right moment, being in the place of the opportunity of the right moment is so important, is such an important ingredient for creating success. And you being here means you are in the right moment, because you are part of the first 10,000 people who, if they make a decision tonight to enter into our platform, you'll have visual access of the Alpha AI, and therefore can even be closer to the experience before it is fully launched as an extra product. So Alpha AI is making sure that all of us are able to participate in an amazing program that starts with this Ignition Pack. And what does it mean? In the Ignition Pack, we are combining utility, lifetime access, and weekly yield. And how do we do it? First of all, as I just explained, you are having access to the utilities of LquidPay, Protocol Yeald, LFG Starter Pack, and Alpha AI Yield access, which means with a starter pack of $500, you are getting immediately $5 per week in passive yield, and that is backed by diversified DeFi strategies of Alpha AI. But there is a way of accelerating that yield, of making the value proposition even more profitable for you. And that is specifically interesting for a community that has been following us as a result of Affiliate Marketing 3.0 as miners, and have mined and harvested BTCC, the native coin of our own blockchain. Because if you are able to match the Ignition Pack with a staking strategy of either a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2 ratio, then you can increase the weekly yield that you get without BTCC of 1% to 1.25% on the same pack, or to one if it is in a 1-to-1 ratio. And it also means that by just buying your pack, you would get the allowance of 1% yield up until 2 times the value of your pack. With 1-to-1 BTCC, you can get a higher yield and 3 times the value of your pack. And with a 1-to-2 strategy, you get 4 times the value of your pack with a 1.5% weekly strategy. So an even better weekly payout, and therefore a better annual profit yield. So we have given you here to have those 3 elements really understood. We've given you here an overview. So as I said, everybody starts with the ignition pack of $500. And the $500 is very clear, either 1%, 1.25%, or 1.5% weekly yield, depending on whether you're staking or not. But the company also is making it interesting for you, once you have experienced it for a few weeks, to actually upgrade the staking capacity, specifically for those of you who are having a lot of BTCC already, or those of you who are already in the mindset of investing in Ethereum, basically in Ethereum saving capacity and a BTCC staking capacity. And therefore there are sub-panels. And the number of the sub-panel is basically the times that a $500 staking $500 pack fits into it. So the sub-panel 3 means 3 times 500 is $1,500. Sub-panel 9 means 9 times 500 is $4,500, or sub-panel 243 means 243 times 500 is 121,500. Now look, if you would upgrade, and you have to upgrade in order, you would upgrade to any of these sub-panels, and you wouldn't stake any extra BTCCs, you would receive on every panel 1% in BTCC yield, 1% of 1,500, 1% of 4,500, 1% of 120,500. So a very nice income that you can actually start building. But if you are increasing that percentage by staking, then you can see that a 1-to-1 staking can get you from 1.5 to 2.5% weekly yield, or a 1-to-2 times staking, which, for example, means at sub-panel 3, $3,000 in BTCC, then it gives you 175%. And if it was 243,000, then it would give you 3% here on the 1-to-2 ratio in BTCC trading. Now you can imagine what is going to happen when the community is starting to save and upgrade and experience the benefits of this. It means we also start harvesting more. It means that our BTCC value is going up. And if you do a ChatGPT on what you think is going to happen with the value of Ethereum in the next 4 years, then this is an amazing accelerator of building collective and social wealth here in this ecosystem that we are building. And because it's complex, here you can see, I would say, please make a screenshot of this page, because here you can see exactly how the price develops from the first ignition pack to sub-panel 3, 9, 27, 81, and 243. They're always 3 times the previous panel. You see, no BTCC goes from 1% and remains 1%. 1-to-1 BTCC staking goes from 125 to 250, and 1-to-2 staking goes from 1.5% to 3%. But there's something beautiful about this. Imagine this. So the company is saying to you, please participate. And the company is offering you a yield program. But now the company is also saying, we are so absolutely convinced of the value of our offering, we are willing to help you to go faster to a higher sub-panel, which means you have faster access to the higher yield percentage. And the way we do that is by providing you with the potential of a loan. So every panel is basically giving you the right to leverage that you can either use or don't use. If you want to use it, you can get from the ignition pack to sub-panel 8, you can get 50% of the value of the pack as a loan in order to purchase, that's the only purpose you can get the loan for, purchase the next sub-panel. So, for example, if I would have bought the ignition pack, I am allowed to get $250 as a loan that is already in my back office. It is then being combined with 1,250 to make up the 1,500 that I have to pay. So I have to make sure that I either fund my wallet with 1,250 or make sure that I have earned it out of my income. Then I get to subpanel 3, and let's say I took a 1-to-2 staking, 1-to-2 ratio staking. It means that I receive a weekly yield of subpanel 3 on the 1,500 of 175. Whilst the loan is running, the 150 that I would get weekly here is paying off the loan, unless I want to use commission or yield that I've earned because I'm building a team to pay for the loan quicker. So I choose at any moment in time, I can have one loan in this process, and I can either let the yield of the lower panel pay it off, or I can use other earnings to be able to pay it off quickly, get therefore to a quicker potential of a new loan to increase again. The other part is also possible. It's possible to combine. Let's say that I can afford to buy ignition panel $500 plus the sub panel, which would be 2,000, plus the sub panel 9 is 4,500. That means that at that moment I can have access to a loan of 3,250. If I have 3,250, I only need to pay 10,250 for sub panel 27 and earn 2.225% if I'm having the amount of BTCC that is necessary. So can you imagine what happens if the community is starting to walk this path together? How much our BTCC is in movement, how much Ethereum is in movement, how we together are making this a flourishing system. And now you understand why in some leaders every single day, a ranking is taking place, because people have got it, and suddenly they are attracting the investors that are saying, I want to be here. This is my moment. I might have missed it out with Bitcoin, but this with AI and Bitcoin code, I want to be part of it because I'm in the Genesis block. I'm at the beginning and I want to be there. So in a very simple way, what you do is you activate the panel fully paid for. That gives you a capacity for leverage. You borrow that, and with that you pay for a panel that is higher. And the beautiful part of that is that you are therefore able to generate a passive income that is higher on a weekly basis. But there's also something new. I told you we all start with a pack of $500, and on the first pack of $500 we can borrow 250. But what if we didn't keep it for ourselves? What if we were builders and we were helping someone who doesn't have $500 but who does have $375? That's possible. I am allowed to take the 250 from my own paid pack, split it in two packages of 125 that I am allowed to give to two of my downlines. Somewhere in my line they need to sit, and I can help them start up. They can either pay me back or they can pay it forward, whatever the agreement is that we have. So passively, my yield will be deducted until the loan is being paid, but they can start. And because I am earning also from their activities, it is coming back to me anyway. So at this moment, at this beginning, lots of leaders are doing exactly that, helping their community to quickly grow and be at this moment ready to step in. Key advantages are that we are giving you a guaranteed weekly yield. And as I just said, we are part of team-based earnings. We are multiplying BTCC. We are transparent and on-chain. It is designed for sustainable growth. It is built for the long game. This is not a hype. As I said, this is about multiplication, and it is about building a community, and therefore there is also a uni-level income plan. And the 3FO uni-level income plan is as follows. You can get paid up to 15 levels deep. And the way it works is that you earn a percentage on every active ignition pack or panel and sub-panel in your downline up to 15 levels. But each level is unlocked based on the number of active direct referrals you make. So, for example, if I want to earn from the people that I have invited, and they are my direct referrals, That is called level 1. I need to have 2 people paid up as packages, and then I get 10% of each pack, which would be immediately $100 because it's 2 times $50. It is an ignition pack. Of course, when they go into panels and I have 2 people, and I also get 10% of whatever the panel upgrade is. And now, for example, now there is, my people are going to duplicate themselves and they duplicate themselves. So now I'm at level 3. Then I need to have 4 direct referrals in order to be able to get from all those people in the system all these commissions. Then I get 3 layers of commissions, and the commissions are on every pack, and these are the percentages. If I did not have 4 direct referrals, then I won't get commission on this level. I will only get commission on the levels where I'm fitting within the required direct referrals. So it's very important that you build up your connection and you build up your packages, you build up your community in such a way that you are receiving the commission. And this is what a crazy income this could be. Because imagine that you are able to find 5 people who all of them are committing to duplicate themselves, to find 5 people who also duplicate themselves, and they too. That means 5 people could give you 250, 25 people could give you 625, 125 people when they duplicate get 2,500. You duplicate for 5 people is 625, gives you at 4% is 12,500, and they duplicate themselves, goes all the way to 3,125 people at 4%, which is a potential earning of 62,500. It all starts with one person, $500 ignition pack. You can see that the company is showing you that it is a development company that is a launch pad ecosystem for new technology in the space of fintech, decentralized Web3 technology. And it is giving, call it taster packs, to every member. Now, it is important that those get shared widely. And therefore, the company is giving an incentive for people who are actually actively maintaining the community and growing the community. And we are calling that a builder's income on yield, which that means is that on the 15 levels that you have built, and if you have the correct the number of direct people, you can also earn a yield over the passive income that these packages are giving to the owners, to your downlines. So to give you an example, if you had 2 people directly that had bought a $500 pack, they are your level 1. It means that they are getting with their pack 1% every week. Therefore, you get 10% of the 1%. So I told you the first 2 people, so it's $5, so 10% is 50 cents. 2 people is $1. That's true. In your first level, it might only be 2 people. But when you go all these 15 levels deep, they are also earning income from income. This becomes a passive yield operator for you on top of the ones of commissions you get when they're buying a pack. Because for the next number of years, every week they are earning this income. So this is a passive weekly income for you, which is amazing. So let me give you an example. Suppose that someone in your 3rd level has activated a sub panel of 9, which is 4,500 package, and stakes BTCC at a 1-to-2 ratio, earning 2% yield per week. It's $90 per week in Ethereum. You get 5% of that, which is $4.5 per week, every week. And now imagine that dozens are doing that across 15 levels. This can be a very nice weekly income. So the key benefits here are that the bigger panels and sub-panels are giving higher yield, which means higher commissions for you. The BTC staking multiplies the yield, multiplying your builder's income, and it is weekly residual and scalable income. Both your level income and your builder's yield income are counting towards the 2x, 3x, or 4x that you are allowed to earn on your pack. But the company wants to give super builders an incentive, and that is with a ranking system. And the ranking is separate. It doesn't get deducted from your pack. So a one-time rank bonus from 1,000 to 10 million is being available for the strategy. And the strategy to rank is based on 5 criteria. Firstly, the number of active direct referrals. Secondly, the minimum business volume. Thirdly, the required minimum size. Fourthly, the 3 active legs in a 40-30-30 ratio. And only rank 4 is giving you is needing you to have 4 legs. Again, make a screenshot of this page, because here you can see exactly what you have to do in order to go from rank 1 to rank 10. And with first rank, let's start with the beginning. Firstly, you need to just make sure that you have an active ignition pack. You are ready. Then you start sharing your pack. Then you start sharing the opportunity. And the first thing you make sure of is that you have 3 active directs. When you have 3 active directs, make sure that those 3 are the 3 people that can build each a power leg. Because when you start building with them a team volume, and you also put your volume also under your leaders that are coming to work with you, then you're able to get to the team volume of 15,000, which needs to be 6,000, 4,500, and 4,500, because that is 40, 30, 30% in this specific rank. Make sure that you are having 30 people who are in your team, and that gives you a reward of $1,000. And not just that, it also, at this moment, if you do this before the 10th of October, it qualifies you to go to the beautiful event in Thailand, where Alpha AI is going to be launched for the broader community. Ranking all the way to rank 10 means increasing the active directs all the way to 20, creating a team volume from 15,000 all the way to 125 in rank 3. And then you need to make sure that you actually have 3 active R3s in rank 4, 3 active R4s in rank 5, all the way to 3 active R8s in rank 9. And ultimately, in rank 10, you need to have 4 active R9s. Your team size goes from 30 to 30,000, and the reward goes from $1,000 to $10 million. So this is exponential growth, and we are seeing creative partnership. Today, we had 2 of our top leaders, Lucky and Cavildo, become rank 4. So this is how realistic. This is in a month. We are literally a little bit over a month since the launch of 3FO, and we already have leaders at R4. We ourselves have also reached the first level already. It is possible for anyone who wants to do this and who sees a career in working with this. The beautiful rank names are visible here. Just to recap, why does this rank system work? First of all, it encourages balanced growth. Secondly, it drives leadership duplication in teams. And that's exactly what you see. Those people that are ranking up are spending time teaching their people how to strategize, how to build a team, or how to work passively as an investor. It unlocks millionaire rewards with structured team building. It is 100% additive. It never replaces your earnings. And with BitcoinCode's user-centric approach, mining and harvesting BTCC is efficient, eco-friendly, and tailored for DeFi enthusiasts. We're all playing by the rules, and the rules are set in our compensation plan. And these are the rules that the company is working with. First of all earnings are calculated based on active subscription. Payouts are processed daily in Ethereum on the base network. Yield is generated from Alpha AI yield performance weekly. 5% admin fee applies on all withdrawals, and withdrawals are fast. To qualify for Unilevel and Builders income, users must maintain required number of active direct and BTCC staking, option for 2x, 3x, 4x capping. The rank rewards are paid once upon meeting the criteria. The required minimum number of active directs, the minimum team business volume, the minimum team size, and at least 3 legs in a 40-30-30 ratio. For rank 10, 4 legs are required. And the income limits are applied per subscription based on the staking ratio. 2x without staking, 3x with 1-to-1 staking, and 4x with 1-to-2 staking. And users must follow all platform terms, stay compliant, and avoid manipulation or stacking. The weekly payout schedule is every Wednesday. And if you haven't taken a pack exactly on a Wednesday, then you get a pro rata payment in the very first payout. Builders yield income is also paid on a Wednesday, and it is paid over 15 levels. Remember, there's an earning cap. And if there is income coming in that goes beyond the earning cap, it goes into unclaimed income. Make sure that before the closing, business closing of the next day, you have increased your earning potential, your potential earnings, so that that money goes back into your income wallet and you don't lose it. If you're not doing that in time, there could be permanent forfeiture of your unclaimed rewards. Then the panel activation, it's structured from 500 to 120,500. They are in sequence, and you need to go from one to another to another. You can't just jump from number 1 to the last one. There are TCC multipliers that are capping the APYs. 1-to-1 is an annual cap of 130%, and 1-to-2 is an annual cap of 156% on the highest panels. The sub-panel loan boosts the system. It's eligible up to sub-panel 81. And for example, $500 gives you 250 sub-panel loan for sub-panel 3. Sub-panel loans apply directly to the panel, not the wallet. And the repayment is either from future yield or you can make a manual repayment. And then there is an explicit exclusion of sub-panel 243 for the panel loans. The yield distribution is paid weekly in Ethereum on the base chain and it's based on the panel value plus the BTCC staking ratio. Account and panel stacking. Be aware of this. Multiple accounts are allowed, but they must be funded individually. 3FO can investigate suspicious stacking patterns. Compliance and fair usage. 3FO reserves the right to enforce lock periods, suspend sub-panel loans for misuse. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation. As I just said, there are moments that things come by and it is important to make the choice. I hope that I've empowered you tonight to be able to talk to the person that invited you here to make the right choice for you. And Grace, thank you. I give the floor back to you.
Chantal, there are a couple of things I rely on this life, and you are one of them. Whenever I say something that you're going to be wonderful, you're stupendous. If I say that you're going to be outstanding, then you're magnificent. So you're very, very reliable. So thank you so much for such a great, thorough presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here and heard it here first. This is a tremendous opportunity, really very exciting. It draws you to your back office every single day to check on how fast it's growing, right? Every single day you check your back office. So make sure to just get in the habit of that. If you haven't before, this is, yes, it can be passive, but you want to be able to check that back office daily. Again, you have been a wonderful audience. Thank you for being here. If you are brand new and this is the very first time, please get back with the person who invited you to flesh out some questions. And of course, the rest of the week, you're going to be able to hear more as far as this product is concerned. You'll have Tuesday presentation. Of course, Wednesday is Chavez update. And so this is going to be an exciting Wednesday because it's the first Wednesday after our second anniversary. And I'm sure that he's got a lot to share with us. And then Thursday, we're going to have a presentation. Friday, be here for Friday Education Day. I know that acronym spells the feds, but this is a good fed. And so let's go ahead and look at Saturday for onboarding. So if you're new here today and this all sounded, wow, okay, where do I start? Onboarding on Saturday is going to be the answer for you. So Monday through Saturday, we are at UK prime time, 7:00 p.m. UK, okay? The same time, the same channel that you are on now. On Sundays, we make ourselves available for your live questions and answers at 9 p.m. UK time, and that's 2 hours ahead, okay? 2 hours plus, and we look forward to seeing you. Chantal, again, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone who makes this possible. We'll see you again.
Thank you. Thank you, Grace. Bye-bye. Thank you, everybody.
GoDaddy tiene el plan de hosting perfecto para cualquier sitio web, desde opciones compartidas más económicas hasta tu propio servidor virtual. Todos los planes incluyen un 99,9% de tiempo de actividad garantizado, dominio gratis y la ayuda de nuestro equipo de soporte. Por algo somos el proveedor de hosting número 1 en el mundo. Potencia tu presencia en línea hoy mismo con GoDaddy.